Live from Lone Star Internet Radio, located in the glittering arts and entertainment district of downtown Conroe, Texas, comes the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour. This is Dennis Nelson, welcoming you back to the home of vintage radio drama at a special night and time. For this Valentine's Day, we're privileged to bring you the second of two episodes from the CBS anthology Academy Award. It's a tale of star-crossed lovers in the ever-romantic classic adapted for the silver screen, none other than Brief Encounter. Brief Encounter was made by legendary film director David Lean and starred Celia Johnson and Trevor Howard. It was released in cinemas in 1945 and was written by Noel Coward, based on his one-act play, Still Life. The story proved so popular that it's seen several adaptations, including a notable 1974 remake starring Richard Burton and Sophia Loren. Probably the most unusual adaptation, however, was the opera in 2 acts, with music by Andre Previn, which premiered at the Houston Grand Opera in May of 2009. The story has been seen several other iterations, but it's the iconic and moving David Lean motion picture that has stood the test of time and is the basis for tonight's drama, guaranteed to tug at your heartstrings. There's not much more I can say about the story without spoiling the emotional roller coaster for you. So let's introduce tonight's star-studded cast and crew. Starring tonight as Laura Geeson is the magnificent Jo Champion, most recently seen on the Owen Theater stage in The Odd Couple and The Matchmaker, for which she was nominated for a Monty. Also, we introduce tonight the outstanding Joe DeMonico as Dr. Alec Harvey. Joe is new to the Players and the Radio Hour, and we're very glad to have him with us. The stellar Donetta Engling as Mary Norton, found frequently on the Owen Theater stage in countless productions, and recent winner of a Monty for The Matchmaker. Appearing tonight as Fred Geeson and the train conductor is one of our producers, Timothy Agert. Tim is known for... Wait a minute. Hold on. Aren't you in Nonsense 2 over at the Owen Theater tonight?
Wow, that explains why I'm wearing this priest costume.
I just thought you were practicing repentance. Shouldn't you actually be backstage right now?
Yes, sir. Everyone's depending on me to be back in the Owen before 8 p.m. tonight, including your exceptionally talented daughter, Adina. She gives me my first cue.
Well, then, why are you wasting your time talking with me?
You started it! Besides, it creates dramatic tension. Will he make it to the theater on time?
Oh, brother, enough of that. Back to business. Our Academy Awards series host tonight is the debonair Rick Sellers. Be sure to see this Monty Award-winning actor in our upcoming production of Inherit the Wind at the Owen Theater. Rick is joined tonight by his lovely wife, Sherry Sellers, who is often at work at the Owen Theater, both on stage and behind the scenes. Sherry and Rick will both be doubling up on the microphone and performing our sound effects tonight live and from scratch without the use of recordings. Our music this evening will be improvised and performed by exquisite musician Marita Kilgore. Marita is a veteran collaborator with the Radio Hour, having joined us on The Life of Riley, Gunsmoke, and our pilot episode, The Adventures of Philip Marlowe. We'll start our presentation of Brief Encounter in just a few moments, but first, let's listen to this important message.
The Players Theater Company began in 1967 as the Little Theater of Conroe and produced shows on the Conroe High School stage, and then in a former plumbing supply store at the corner of Galveston and Robertson Streets. In 1979, the group helped to clean and restore the Crichton Theater, where we operated for nearly 30 years as the Crichton Players. In 2008, we moved into our current residence at the Owen Theater.
The Owen Theater is an intimate, soft-seat venue which seats approximately 250 people and is home to the Players Theater Company. This building was constructed in 1946 as a Wiesner Pontiac GMC dealership. It is owned by the City of Conroe and has been renovated to accommodate the production and presentation of live theatrical performances. It is noted amongst the sparkling arts and entertainment district of downtown Conroe, where spectacular shows are performed to eager fans year-round, and where art galleries line the streets with creative offerings for collectors of every strata.
Be sure to get your tickets for the sequel to one of our most popular musicals, Nonsense 2, The Second Coming, closing tomorrow, Saturday, February the 15th. For subscription information and for tickets, please go to theowentheater.com. That's Owentheatre.com.
And now, Academy Award. Academy Award brings you Hollywood's finest, the great picture plays, the great actors and actresses, techniques and skills chosen from the honor roll of those who have won or been nominated for the famous Golden Oscar of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. Tonight, we bring you Brief Encounter, the picture which, at the International Film Festival in Cannes, France, was voted as the best British motion picture shown. In Brief Encounter, you will hear Greer Garson, the talented Hollywood screen actress who has 6 times been nominated for, and in 1942, won the coveted Academy Award.
Are you an arbiter of love affairs? Can you judge a man and a woman? Can you apply a yardstick of moral code to their acts? Can you sit alone and aloof and view dispassionately? Well then, you be the judge and the jury. For this story of one man's wife and another woman's husband could never happen to you. For you have never lived a lifetime in one brief encounter. This is the story of Alec Harvey and Laura Jessen, and a life lived in the commuter section of a railway station.
This can't last. This misery just can't last. I must remember that and try to control myself. I'm going home to Fred, my husband, and my family. Nothing lasts, really, neither happiness nor despair. Not even life lasts very long. Someday I'll be able to look back and say quite peacefully and cheerfully how silly I was. No, I don't want that time to come, ever. I want to remember every minute, always, always, to the end of my days.
New Brunswick!
Fred,
What's the matter, dear?
nothing. It's nothing.
Darling, what's wrong? Tell me, please.
Really and truly, it's nothing. I'm just a little run down, that's all. I had a sort of a fainting spell at 30th Street Station.
Would you like to go to bed?
No, Fred, really, no. I'll sit here by the fire.
All right, darling. Do you mind if I putter along with this crossword puzzle, then?
Please, go ahead. Would you mind if I played some music? Turn on the wireless.
Oh, do, by all means.
poor Fred. Dear Fred, I don't want you to be hurt. We're a happily married couple. We must never forget that. This is my home. You're my husband, and my children are upstairs in bed. I'm a happily married woman, or I was, until a few weeks ago. Oh, Fred, I've been so foolish. I've fallen in love. I'm an ordinary woman. I didn't think such violent things could happen to ordinary people. It all started on an ordinary day, in the most ordinary place in the world, the refreshment room at 30th Street Station. I was having a cup of coffee. I looked up and saw a man come in from the platform. He turned, and I saw his face. It was a rather nice face. And then I gathered up my things and I started out. And then suddenly something got in my eye. It was terrible. It really was. It did bother me. And then he was there.
May I help you?
Oh, thank you. It's only something's in my eye.
Oh, let me, please. Let me look. I happen to be a doctor.
Oh, well, it's very kind of you.
Turn around to the light, please. Now, look up. Now look down. No, keep still. Ah, I see it. There.
Oh, what a relief. It was agonizing.
It looks like a bit of grit.
Yes, it was when the express went through. Thank you very much indeed.
Train now arriving on platform 3 for Lancaster, Elizabethtown, and Harrisburg.
Lucky for me that you happened to be there.
Anybody could have done it.
Oh, never mind. You did. And I'm really most grateful.
Well, there's my train. I must go. Goodbye.
Goodbye. And that's how it all began. Just through me getting a little piece of grit in my eye. I completely forgot the whole incident. At least, I thought I had. By the next Thursday, I met him again.
Oh, good morning.
Oh, good morning.
How's the eye?
Oh, perfectly all right. How kind it was of you to take so much trouble.
Oh, it's nothing at all. Looks like it's going to clear up.
Yes, it's going to be nice.
Well, I must be getting along to the hospital.
Well, I must be getting along to the grocer's.
What exciting lives we lead, don't we? Goodbye.
Goodbye. There was another morning. Coincidence, I told myself. I was having lunch at the Cardoma Cafe. He came in. It was crowded, and he sat at my table. I happened to say that I was going to the pictures as usual that afternoon, and he asked if he could go with me. It seemed so silly to say no, so he did.
Get out of the way!
Walking back to the station, he put his hand under my arm. I didn't notice it then, but I remember it now. What's she like, your wife?
Madeline? Small, dark, rather delicate.
How funny. I should have thought she'd have been fairer.
And your husband? What's he like?
Well, medium height, brown hair, kindly, unemotional, and not delicate at all.
I believe you said that proudly.
Did I? We've got time for a cup of coffee before our trains go.
Oh, wonderful.
Is coffee bad for one?
If this is a professional interview, my fee is $1.
Why did you become a doctor?
Oh, that's a long story. Perhaps it's because I'm a bit of an idealist.
Oh, well, I think all doctors should have ideals. Otherwise, their work would be unbearable.
Oh, now surely you're not encouraging me to talk shop.
Well, why shouldn't you talk shop?
I'm terribly ambitious, really. Not for myself so much, but for my special pigeon.
What is your special pigeon?
Preventive medicine.
Oh, I see.
I'm afraid you don't.
Well, I'm just trying to sound intelligent.
You see, most good doctors, especially when they're young, have private dreams. That's the best part of them. Sometimes, though, those get over-professionalized and strangulated. I'm boring you.
Well, I don't quite understand, but you're not boring me.
What I mean is this. All good doctors must be primarily enthusiastic. You must have a sense of vocation, a deep-rooted, unsentimental desire to do good.
Yes, I see that.
Well, obviously, preventing disease is worth 50 ways of curing it. It's concerned with living conditions and hygiene. For instance, my specialty is pneumoconiosis.
Oh, dear.
Don't be alarmed. It's really just simpler than it sounds. It's nothing but a slow process of fibrosis of the lung due to the inhalation of particles of dust.
You suddenly look much younger.
Do I?
Almost like a little boy.
What made you say that?
I don't know. Yes, I do.
Tell me.
No, I couldn't really. You were saying something about inhaling dust.
Yes, the inhalation of coal dust. That's one specific form of disease. It's called anthracosis.
And what are the others?
Calicosis, that comes from metal dust. Steelworks, you know.
Yes, of course. Steelworks.
And silicosis, that's stone dust. Gold mines.
I see. Oh, there's your train.
Yes.
You mustn't miss it.
No.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Nothing at all, really.
Well, it's been very nice. I've enjoyed my afternoon enormously.
I'm so glad. So have I. I apologize if I was boring you with these long medical terms.
Oh, no, I feel dull and stupid, not being able to understand more.
Shall I see you again?
Your train is on the other platform, isn't it? You'll have to run.
Shall I see you again?
Well, yes, of course. Perhaps you'd come over to New Brunswick one Sunday. We'd be delighted to...
Please.
What is it?
Next Thursday? Same time.
No, I couldn't possibly.
Please, I ask you most humbly.
You'll miss your train.
All right.
Run!
Goodbye.
I'll be there.
Perfect.
I stood there, watching the red light of his train disappear. Something clutched at my heart, and a chill of fear passed around me.
The Players Theater Company actively serves the community of Conroe, Texas, and Montgomery County. Every season, your talented friends and neighbors bring you 7 amazing shows on our stage. And now, even more through the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour. There is always something going on, and we're always on the lookout for new volunteers. Whether you're a seasoned professional or new to the theater, our doors are open to you. We invite you and your talent to help us serve the community.
It's your effort and expertise that makes our shows as good as they are. If you're interested in acting, directing, dancing, props, makeup, lighting, being a host or a hostess, or any of the other exciting areas on or off stage, we want you to join the Players Theater Company. Go to our website and join today. We look forward to meeting you. Go to theplayerstc.com. That's theplayerstc.com. Join today.
Before continuing with Part 2 of Academy Award, we wish to announce that Greer Garson appears by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer. Producers of the technical production, The Yearling, starring Gregory Peck and Jane Wyman.
Yes, dear.
Fred, I had lunch with a strange man today. He took me to the movies.
Oh, good for you.
He's awfully nice. He's a doctor.
Fine. I say, darling, it was Richard III who said my kingdom for a horse, wasn't it?
Yes, darling.
I wish he hadn't. He spoiled my whole crossword puzzle.
He was waiting early Thursday morning when I arrived. We went to the movies again, and afterward to the park and the lake. It was a wonderful afternoon. I felt like a young girl again, and then later, we were walking back to the station, hand in hand for coffee. Milk and sugar.
Thank you. You know what's happened, don't you?
Yes, I do.
I've fallen in love with you.
Yes, I know.
Tell me honestly, please. Tell me honestly what I believe is true.
What do you believe?
That it's the same with you? That you've fallen in love too?
It sounds silly.
Why?
Well, I know you so little.
It is true though, isn't it?
Yes, it's true.
Laura.
No, Alec, please. Please, we must be sensible. Please help me to be sensible. We must forget we've said what we've said.
Not yet. Not quite yet.
But we must, don't you see?
Listen, it's too late now to be as sensible as all that. It's too late to forget what we've said because we know. We both of us have known for a long time.
How can you say that? I've only known you for 4 weeks. We only talked for the first time last Thursday.
Last Thursday. Has it been that long a time for you since then? I mean, answer me. Truly?
Yes,
How often did you decide that you were never going to see me again?
several times a day.
And so did I.
Alec.
I love you. I love your wide eyes, the way you smile, and your shyness, the way you laugh at my jokes.
Please don't.
I love you. I love you. I love you. And you love me too. It's no use pretending that it hasn't happened because it has.
Yes, it has, but it must stop here. We're neither of us free to love each other. Too much in the way. There's still time if we control ourselves and behave like sensible human beings. There's still time
There's no time at all.
There's your train.
Yes.
Now I'll come over to the platform with you.
Oh, Laura,
No, Alec, not here. Someone will see.
I love you so.
Goodbye. I stared out of the railway carriage window into the dark and watched the dim trees, the telegraph posts sliding by. And through them, I saw Alec and me. Alec and me, just a little younger than we are now, but just as much in love and with nothing in the way. I saw us in Paris, in a box at the opera, and then we were in Venice, drifting along the Grand Canal in a gondola to the sound of mandolins coming across the water. I saw us looking over the side of a ship at the sea and the stars, standing on a tropical beach in the moonlight with palm trees sighing over us. And then the palm trees changed into those pollard willows by the canal just before the level crossing. And all the silly dreams disappeared. And I got out at New Brunswick and walked home, quiet, soberly, and without wings. Without any wings at all.
Are you looking for a unique way to promote your local business and support the arts at the same time?
If your answer is yes, then you have a groundbreaking opportunity right now to tell the world about your business.
Promote yourself in the arts in Conroe by advertising on this very program.
Imagine your company's name mentioned here in a radio spot, complete with actors, music, and sound effects. We reach not only Conroe, Montgomery County, and Texas, but many countries worldwide.
The advertising contained in this program airs not only once, but several times, and then is included with the archive program for on-demand listening.
Rates are much less than you might expect. So contact Dick Schisler, General Manager at Lone Star Internet Radio, for more details.
Call today at 832-335-9646 or send an email to dick@irlonestar.com.
Don't wait! Claim your radio spot and get the word out about your business today. And now, we present the conclusion of tonight's episode, Brief Encounter, presented by Academy Award.
Fred, my dear, that week was misery. I went through it in a sort of trance. How odd of you not to have noticed that you were living with a stranger in the house. Thursday came at last. I'd arranged to meet Alec outside the hospital at 12:30.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought you wouldn't come. I've been thinking all week that you wouldn't come.
I didn't mean to, really, but here I am. We went to the Royal Hotel for lunch. It all seemed very grand. He actually ordered a bottle of champagne, and when I protested, he said we were only middle-aged once. And as we were going out together, he said that he had a surprise for me, and if I could wait in the lounge for 5 minutes, he'd show me what it was. Suddenly, out of the dining room came that rich, made-up Mary Norton. She must have been in the dining room all the time and seen Alec and me and the champagne and everything.
Laura! So it is you, after all. I peered and just couldn't be sure.
I never saw you at all. How awful of me. I expect it was the champagne. I can't drink champagne at all, but Alec insisted.
Alec? Alec who, dear?
Alec Harvey, of course. Dr. Harvey. Well, surely you remember the Harveys. Why, we've known them for years.
No, I don't think I have.
Well, he'll be back in a moment. You'll probably recognize him if you peer very closely. Oh, here he is now. Alec, you remember Mrs. Norton, don't you?
I'm afraid I don't.
It's no use, Laura. We've never seen each other before in our lives. I'm sure we haven't.
Oh, how absurd. Well, I made certain that he and Madeline were there when you dined with us just before Christmas last year.
Oh, perhaps. Well, I must be going. Goodbye, Dr. Harvey.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, my dear. I do so envy your champagne.
That was awful.
Oh, never mind.
She'd been watching us all through lunch. Oh,
Oh,
dear.
forget it. Come out and look at the surprise.
No, Alec, I'm going home.
No, but you can't. I've got a little car out there. We'll go for a drive.
No, Alec, no. Let me go. I've got to go. I've got to.
Laura! Darling, I've been looking for you everywhere.
Please go away. Just go away.
I've watched every train. I can't let you go like this.
You must. It'll be better. Really, it will.
Laura, could you really say goodbye and never see me again?
Yes, if you'd help me.
I love you, Laura. I shall always love you until the end of my life. I can't look at you now because I know something. I know that this is the beginning of the end. Not the end of my loving you, but the end of our being together. But not quite yet, darling. Not quite yet.
No, darling, not quite yet.
I know about the strain of our different lives, our lives apart from each other, and the feeling of guilt doing wrong is too strong, isn't it? Too great a price to pay for the happiness we'd have together. I know all this. It's the same for me, too.
You can look at me now. I'll be all right.
Let's be careful. Let's prepare ourselves. A sudden break now, however brave and admirable, would be too cruel. We can't do such violence to our hearts and minds.
Very well.
I'm going away,
I see.
but not quite yet.
Please, not quite yet.
I want you to promise me something.
What is it?
Promise me that however unhappy you are, however much you think things over, you'll meet me again next Thursday,
Where?
outside the hospital. 12:30?
All right, I promise.
Train for New Brunswick is now arriving on platform 3.
You're not angry with me, are you?
No, I'm not angry. I don't think I'm anything, really. I just feel tired.
Forgive me?
Forgive you for what?
For everything. For meeting you in the first place. For taking that bit of grit out of your eye. For loving you. For bringing you so much misery.
I'll forgive you if you'll forgive me.
Thursday? Thursday?
All that week. Thursday. And now, today, our very last together in all our lives. I met him, we drove out through the country, and we didn't talk much. I felt numb and hardly alive. And then we were back, walking through the station, and my mind was saying, this is the last time with Alec. The last time. The last time.
Are you all right, darling?
Yes, I'm all right.
I wish I could think of something to say.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Not anything. I mean...
I'll miss my train and wait to see you into yours.
No, please don't. I'll come over to your platform with you. I'd rather.
All right.
Do you think we shall ever see each other again?
I don't know. Not for years, anyhow. I'm going to South Africa.
Oh, funny. Your children will be all grown up. Mine too. I wonder if they'll ever meet and know each other.
Couldn't I write you just once in a while?
No, Alec, please. You know we promised.
All right, dear. I love you so terribly. I love you with all my heart and soul.
I want to die. If only I could die.
If you die, you'd forget me. I want to be remembered.
We still have a few minutes.
Why, Laura, what a lovely surprise, my dear. Oh, I've been shopping till I'm dropping. My feet are nearly falling off. My throat is parched.
Mary, you remember Dr. Harvey?
Oh, yes, of course.
How do you do?
There's your train.
Yes, I know.
Aren't you coming with us?
No. I go in the opposite direction. My practice is in Elizabethtown.
Oh, I see.
I'm a general practitioner at the moment.
Dr. Harvey's going to Africa next week.
Oh, how thrilling.
Train now arriving on platform 4. The 534 for Lancaster, Elizabethtown, and Harrisburg.
I must go.
Yes, you must go. Goodbye. I felt the touch of his hand on my shoulder for a moment. Then he walked away. Away, out of my life forever. I prayed he'd come back, pretending he'd forgotten something. Anything. I wanted to see him again, just for an instant. The minutes went by, then I thought I wouldn't be able to bear it another moment. I thought all I had to do was to walk in front of the train and keep my eyes up. I meant to do it, Fred. I really meant to. I stood there trembling right on the edge. But I turned and went back to where Mary was finishing her coffee. And then I nearly fainted.
Laura?
Yes, Fred, dear?
Whatever your dream was, it wasn't a very happy one, was it?
No,
Is there anything I can do to help?
you always help.
You've been a long time away. Thank you for coming back to me.
Oh, Fred. Oh, Fred.
Thank you for joining us during this heartbreaking episode of the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour. Just in time for your Valentine's Day celebrations. On the bright side, superhero fans should be sure to tune in to our next live radio production at our regular time and night, featuring the Green Hornet in an adventure entitled The Ghost Who Talked Too Much, on Saturday, March 15th at 7 p.m. Do not miss it. Tonight's episode was directed by Dick Schisler, who also acts as our sound engineer and producer for Lone Star Internet Radio. Sound effects were performed live and from scratch, without the use of recordings by Rick and Sherry Sellers. Our music this evening was improvised and performed by Marita Kilgore. Commercial announcers were Rick and Sherry Sellers and Donetta Ingling. Now playing at the Owen Theater, there's still time to catch the sequel to a fan favorite, Nonsense 2, The Second Coming. If you haven't seen it, be sure to get your tickets now for tomorrow's final performance. The spellbinding Inherit the Wind follows on Friday, March 21st. More details on tickets and our Players Theater Company season can be found at owentheater.com. Special thanks go to Kathy Cook, owner of the Gallery Off the Square in downtown Conroe, for the use of her space for rehearsal purposes throughout our entire season. Be sure to stop by her gallery located at 202 North Main in Conroe and view breathtaking classic American and Thomas Kincaid artwork, and enjoy refreshments in Chelsea's Tea Room. Tell her you heard about the gallery on the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour. Also visit her online at galleryoffthesquare.net. Tonight's players were Joe Champion as Laura Geeson, Joe DeMonico as Dr. Alec Harvey, Donetta Ingling as Mary Norton, Timothy Eggert as Fred Geeson and the train conductor, and Rick and Sherry Sellers as Academy Award host and announcer. Series producer on behalf of the Players Theater Company was Timothy Eggert. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour was created by Craig Campobella and Dick Schisler, exclusively for the Players Theater Company. This episode of the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour was performed live on Lone Star Internet Radio in Conroe, Texas, on February 14th, 2014, and was recorded for encore broadcasts. Visit irlonestar.com every month for freshly archived programs, like last month's Radio Hour episode, The Maltese Falcon, which is now available on demand for your listening pleasure. Thank you so very much for joining us. From the Glittering Arts District of downtown Conroe, Texas, this is your series host, Dennis Nelson, wishing you a Valentine's Day that is filled with love, some excitement, and perhaps even a little passion.
Hey everyone, this is Tina, your host from Retro Saturdays. I wanted to invite you to visit the Lone Star Studios here in downtown Conroe, Texas. We're all volunteers here, and we need your help in serving the Montgomery County area. Radio media is a fun field to be in. Lone Star Internet Radio serves Montgomery County with news, current events, local programming, and of course, music. If you are interested in volunteering and sharing your talents in media, go to irlonestar.com and let us hear from you. Lone Star Internet Radio, serving Montgomery County from the heart of downtown Conroe.